My name is Ami. I'm a research engineer. I have a PhD in materials engineering. When I was a little boy growing up in India, my mom told me that God was a very personal God. God would be my best friend. And I thought, that's somebody I would like to know. But growing up in a Hindu family, that raises a number of questions. Who is God? Which God? There are several gods. And how do you find him? How do you attain his presence? So I was taught there was multiple ways to find God. There's the way of works, and that's the Karma Yoga. There's the way of knowledge, the Gyan Yoga. There's the way of devotion. I tried several of these approaches, but I didn't come any closer to God. He still eluded me. My father is a geologist, and when he retired, he was in charge of all the labs in geology in India. He was a deputy director general. And I wanted to be like him. So I studied science. And one of the things in science is that you make a model to try to understand things. And then you check your model, you validate your model with what reality is. And if they don't match, it's time to make a new model. So as I was pursuing science from a career perspective, that same analytical bent of mind went towards my own life and trying to understand it and my understanding of God. And my theory was that if I were to try these different works, this pursuing knowledge, doing social work, I would perhaps get closer to God. But reality was I was nowhere closer to God. I did not know God to the way that my mom told me that he was my best friend. And so I was stuck. Perhaps there was something wrong with me. I had not done good things in my past, and there were many other things. There was also insecurities, like I was fearful for my future. I didn't know if I measured up to my dad. So I had pursued different paths, met several people. Many years had passed since I was a little boy. But at the end of it all, I'm still wondering who I am, why I'm here. There's still that emptiness. So I'm in college, third year, finishing up third year, and I run into a visiting professor from America at my institute by the name of David. And we connect immediately. And he started to tell me about Jesus. And then he started to open up a book, a thick book, the Bible, and he started to share verses from it. And I remember a few things that really struck me was that Abraham walked with God. There were several people that walked with God. And I read about Gideon, and I see how God takes Gideon and makes him realize that God's doing it all. God empowers him, prepares him, and is with him. And then David was sharing from the book of Revelation that God comes and knocks on your door, and he comes in, and he will eat with you, he will dine with you. This is the kind of God I was looking for all my life. In retrospect, I realized that the model I was using was wrong. Me doing something wasn't working. It didn't work. It hadn't worked. God does it all. And Jesus came in the form of David in my college. The way he shared Christ helped me understand who I am and where I fit into God's creation. And as I grew in my faith, I met different people, and they helped me understand that it is because of what Jesus did on the cross is what allows me to have a relationship with God. When I am distraught, I go to Jesus. And he speaks to me through Psalm 23. And he speaks to me through other people. That's how God is real. God shows up. Growing up, I was looking for God, but God found me, and He completed me. He's changed me for the better. And because of the relationship that I have in Jesus, I feel complete. He's given me enormous joy, and I've found that best friend that I've been looking for.